pick. You can't go more than that, or else it's going to get bogged down.
Exactly. So I started recording, fellas, and this is the 2105 draft is in the books. And so we'll go through the top 32 teams. Actually, I was the only team that didn't draft in this first round, I believe. But I got to tell you, nobody traded outside of the first round. I looked. Everyone kept their picks.
Yep.
No one jumped
You see
out.
why?
Yes.
I tried to move up. Nobody would do it.
Nobody, right?
I tried to get 6 and 7, and I think I was talking to somebody about a pick right after that, 11 or 9 or 10, I don't know. And nobody wanted to do it, so I sat where I was. And then I come back on, and my guy's sitting there. I'm like, how did he fall this far?
That was the guy you were moving up for?
Yep.
Well, there you go.
If you look at my team, Swindoll is a holdout. He wants 4 years, $87 million or something. No, there's no way. I said, we have to draft a running back. And I knew I wouldn't get the top guy. And to me, my guy was the number 2 guy. I said, I got to go get him. I got to find a way to move up. Nobody would let me do it. That's why I ended up picking 2, because I had 2 in my queue. And I went to sleep. I left. I went to work, or I don't know what happened that day. I went to work or I went to sleep or something. And then round 2 come up, or did I have 2 picks in round 1, or was it round 2? An early round 2 pick. And I had 2 running backs now. I'm like, what happened here? Because I didn't think I'd get McIntyre at 18.
Well, Moontown was the first one on the board with
That
pick
was an easy
1-1.
pick, though, wasn't it?
He picked Fredrickson, quarterback.
Yeah, that was an easy pick, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with the easy pick.
you have to take him if you're at 1-1 in this draft. There's nobody else.
4 years, $100 million. He needed a quarterback. He had Martin on his team. However, he's putting him on the block right now. So, good pick for him. 6 feet, 217.
Yeah, the one thing that I look at, the bars are good. The one thing that concerns me with that pick is long pass quarterback with those low long pass bars. I don't know if that's amounts to anything, but if I was looking at that, if I had to say one thing that would be critical of that pick is just that little bar. But that's about it. That's a solid pick. I'd probably make the same one.
Mm-hmm. I like it. 47% developed. He's going to jump right in. Doesn't need too many years to get acclimated with his team. So
I think with that soul score, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
He's not going to throw a lot of picks, I wouldn't think, with the soul score that high. The rest of it isn't going to matter. I don't know what does it show on the website yet. What is avoid interceptions is?
Not yet. Not until it's not until they actually the numbers pop. I don't think.
Right.
So, and the only other problem I have with this pick is I have to face it twice a year. So that's about it.
Yeah, you probably don't like it much, do you?
No, not at all.
All right. So, good pick. That was Mr. Cat, I call him. Then we have
Jay-Zick.
I know Jay-Z picks up a quarterback here.
He looks pretty good too.
I know.
46 soul score, nice bars. Ooh, he's only 5'10". We can pray. Maybe that'll affect him.
He's 2% developed, so we give him what?
It'll take him a while, yeah.
4 years.
Does he got a mentor on his team?
Let's look. His team's right in front of us. Yes, he does.
Oh, good.
Yes, he does.
With a mentor, maybe the start of his 3rd season, he's ready instead of the end.
I'll tell you what, that sense rush bar combined with that scramble frequency bar is going to make him tough to contain.
And he has
the only other thing is if he was a rollout quarterback with that the rollout style with the sense rush and the scramble frequency. But I think glad I'm not facing him twice a year. I have my own problems.
And he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And he's 21 years old.
So he's got time to develop.
Yep.
That means a lot of headaches for us.
Like I said, he's 5'10", so we can cross our fingers and hope that comes back to haunt him. But other than that, he looks pretty good.
Bilintikov. All right, Bilintikov. I guess we got to get some pass rushes on you.
Would that be Fred Biletnikov's grandson or great-grandson?
Great grandson.
That was another good pick by him. Next up is Bardot. Bardot took a wide receiver, the first one off the board. Let's get to him. I was shocked with his team. He was 12-4 last season, and then he dropped to 4-12. Is that how it went? It went
Yeah,
in
I believe so.
Yeah.
So he picked up. I'm looking at his receiving core on the side. Yeah, he's got an older receiver, so it was a good pick for him. What do you guys think of him?
He looks good to me. I mean, I see the bars I like. I'm not real worried if he's a number one receiver. I'm not worried if he can return kicks and punts. It's a bonus if he can, but that's not going to make me shy away if he can't. That's a nice 40 time. I mean, unless he bombs, it's going to be a solid player.
You don't worry about his height?
Not 5'11" isn't tiny. He's not 5'8" or 5'9".
I would play him at flanker. I'd move him to flanker for sure.
I think, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Physical.
I'd play him at flanker. I had him as surprised he went that was the receiver that got picked first. I have him as the fourth best receiver in the draft. So he was definitely, worthy of a top 10 pick for sure. But if I were drafting that spot, I would have taken somebody a little bit taller, kind of with the same skill bars. But again, I wouldn't be upset with that pick either. So
5'11", 189, 23 years old.
You can even use him in the slot if you had to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely call him serviceable.
Well, we talked about this last show about all the receivers that were going to come off the board. And basically, you almost had it, Grim, because a lot of them started coming off the board after this running back. But we'll get to the next pick.
Yeah, this guy's a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have killed to move up and get him. I'd even try. It's like, there's no way. I don't have enough ammunition.
No, and this guy will do well so long as Melkpool starts taking part in the league again. So I don't know if
he might do well even if he doesn't, even on AI.
Yeah, right.
He might set league records on AI.
But Melko could be a set it and forget it type guy. Same offense, same defense,
Yep.
So
5'10".
No, but that guy's a stud.
yes, he is. I wish I could have him. It's been so long since I had just a super stud running back on my team.
Good route running, hole recognition.
He can even return kicks.
Yep.
He does everything but make breakfast.
I'm always worried about putting my running backs as returning kicks that are starters because they always get hurt. It seems like in special teams.
Yeah, I don't like my starters doing it either.
A good pick by him.
Yeah.
Next receiver off the board, Singleton, Paris.
Here's the guy Howie would have taken. 6'3".
Yes. Yeah, that's 6'3", 205, runs a 4.3, 40.
Yep.
I'm just a little worried about his endurance.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah.
And if route running's on the lower side, that could suck too.
Yep.
And he's definitely an outside receiver. You wouldn't want to put him in the slot. So you're talking, he probably stays at split end.
What do you think his route running goes to? I'm saying I believe it might stop at 40, 44.
I can see it going halfway up, maybe 55.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see it on the upward tick of 50. 50, 55. Maybe high end 60, but I mean it's hard to tell.
Yeah, he's not going to get to 75 though.
No, he won't get to 75, but he'll be up there. He'll be north of 50.
He should be a good player. I mean, again, unless he bombs. I mean, the VSOD will destroy any player. So,
well, if you take all his combines, you divide it by 8, and then you add his soul score to it, it puts him around 40 to 44. There's a formula you can do for route running.
Yeah, because route running is the soul test and possession drill combined.
So I think he's going to be at a 44. You guys see 60, and someone sees 65.
55, I think.
55.
He's 22 years old, young, which is good. 6'3". He's got the height, which is key. Yeah. All these receivers, by the way, we all thought were good. Had no issues with them. We got Colorado. Where are you? I like this guy. He's got a good soul. His route running, I think, is going to be probably close to 70.
Yep.
He's 6 feet, 190 pounds.
Just don't throw to him on third downs and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I had, by the way, a receiver with a bad third down, and he still did well.
Does your QB have a good third down bar?
That's a good question.
Because that'll override it sometimes. Not all the time, but I've seen it.
Okay.
Yep.
I like this guy.
Like many other things in this game, you can't count on it absolutely, but there are times when it works for you.
Was this the player, Howie, that you thought? The receiver?
No, I mean, I like him.
Who was at the top of your receiver list? I'm curious.
The top of my receiver list told him it just closed out. Joyner was my top rated receiver. I have him.
He's coming
I
up.
think
I have Ike listed as the 8th best.
He's coming up right now. Here's Joyner.
Yeah. And guess who took him?
Solid.
Yeah, he saw him a mile away. He was drooling.
God, if that trade had gone through, that's probably who Tezak would have took.
Yep. But no, this is the guy that I have as the top rated receiver.
And he probably was.
Yes, he is.
Look at the route bar, look at the 40 time, look at the endurance, get downfield, big play, third down.
Yeah, I played that kid in the slot all day long, man.
But he is definitely, you're right, 5'9", he's a slot guy.
Yep.
He's a bit older than I'd like to see too, but
yeah.
He's got 12 seasons on him.
Do you think at 36 years old he's going to be playing and producing?
My last receiver, I had him until 36.
I think he's got 8 seasons on him. At 32, I start looking to replace them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it all depends on how the route running bar holds up.
Grim, what do you think?
You can make any receiver in the twilight of their career serviceable if their route running holds up.
Grim, what do you think?
yeah, 32 to 34.
Yep.
I think he probably has 10 years in him.
And you better get him on the field and just start hustling him. Make that money.
Oh yeah, he's starting for sure.
Oh,
Brian's
yeah.
got to be starting this guy right off the bat.
He's ready to go right now.
Yep.
And he's got Rhodes, your old QB.
Yeah, well, that isn't going to help him much. I wish him luck with that, but I don't think that's going to help him much. I think the receiver will do more for him than the QB. Maybe the receiver can make the QB play better.
It was a very good wide receiver draft.
It was pretty strong, yeah. Then we got who?
Hirschberg.
Went to Brooklyn.
Glad he's old. I don't want to be playing him.
25-year-old rookie.
Yeah. Didn't XCOM say that this was the number one receiver according to his little charts that he does?
Yeah,
I think so. I had him as a number on my board. He's the number 2 receiver.
I like that guy. I got to play him twice a year. Hopefully he retires early because he started late.
Yep. That's 25. That's an old rookie.
Yeah, we got some quarterbacks and wide receivers that went into our conference.
Yep. We're going to have to deal with them now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't like it.
I don't either.
Well, it's going to let your defensive skills come into play here. Your game planning.
Yeah.
You can do this, Grim. Who's the next guy up? We got
Houston took the defensive end.
here we go. Frederick.
So this will be the next guy that wants 3 years, $180 million, and goes on a trade block for the first plus, right?
He's pretty good at defensive end.
Oh,
Here, look at his
yeah.
team.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
No question about it. But
No, but I'm saying,
You got to be ready to keep him his whole career, like Howie said earlier.
He's got some decent ends already.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cart. Is that his name? The GM?
A Cargot,
Cargot?
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I think his name is. I don't know if his first name's Kevin or not, but it's K. Argot. Argot's his last name.
Escargot.
He's got 4 good defensive ends.
Yeah, and they're all young too. So this guy doesn't look like he was really needed, but
That's Flair in his mind.
oh, I take him top 10.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
No, he was the number 1 D end on my according to my list. So I wouldn't be unhappy if he fell to me. If I was looking for, if I was really looking for a defensive end, and that was the position on my board, I would take this guy first. I'd agree with that.
And then we have the player that I do not understand.
Hold on. This one?
Yep, Copeland. Look at his 40 time.
Yeah, he doesn't have breakaway speed, but
I mean, you better be ready to bang the middle all game long, and he better be a bruiser. And if he drops that 40 times, probably the tell that I would have stayed away from it. That's why. I mean, I'll defer to Swing Dog because I know he knows what he's doing. But wow,
yeah, the only I mean, with some of the wide receivers that were left and Kevin's lack of wide receivers on his team, I think he probably should have gone wide receiver here. But I like the running back, so
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What does he have on his team for another running back? Does he have somebody who's got that has speed to the outside or breakaway speed?
Well, this is the other guy, Perlman. I picked up 2 running backs.
Yeah, so
He got this guy in the 4th.
I think that running back by committee, you got a big bruiser that can run between the tackles. You got a guy that can run off tackle, and
yeah, no, Copeland,
So-
you're running him inside the holes, inside between the tackles all day.
he would look good in Texas teal.
Yeah, I could see that.
There are GMs that can take players and make gold with them. All right, so up next we have, I like this cornerback.
This is a guy that I hope was going to fall to me with all the receivers. There were 2 cornerbacks that I had on my board. He was the second one. I figured he would be closer. I was surprised that he was the first cornerback taken, but had he been available, I probably would have taken him.
Yeah, he's a stronger free safety for me because
the
man in the bump is just too low.
Right, and that's where I would have moved him. I would have moved him probably would have moved him back to free safety.
How about you, Red Zone? Red Zone stepped away. Next up, inside linebacker. Mathis.
sorry, I was muted. Didn't even realize.
That's okay.
I'm talking along. You guys are like, yep, he's not supposed to be here. Moving on. I'm like, what? What are you doing? I'm here.
Now, I know you, Grim, you love linebackers. And I think Red Zone does too. So,
well, this guy's not a chem fit, so I probably wouldn't have picked him there, but I like his skills. I mean, run defense is a little bit low for my liking, but in punishing hitter, I mean, kid ain't got no strength. But that's 22 bench reps. That's really good for a linebacker too. So I don't know why those bars are the way they are there.
He would have been hard to pass. I mean, with that endurance, that bar profile, 4.56 speed isn't bad for a linebacker. I mean, he's not an outside guy that can blitz, but for in the middle of the field, if you're
what does Fairbanks run for a defense? Are they a 4-3 or a 3-4?
let me check that out. Let's see here. The Let's go to staff.
That's weird because on my chart, your middle linebacker in the over is 241 and he's 243 pounds. So why is he a 3-4 inside linebacker best fit?
He's a 3-4.
3-4. So I probably wouldn't have made that pick with that run defense bar in a 3-4. I think with a 4-3, that's a great pick. I think the defensive line kind of help out a little bit more in the run game with a 4-3, so you can get away with a weaker running run defense linebacker. But I wouldn't make that pick in a 3-4 so early.
Linebackers are tough to take early too. I mean, it's again, you're talking about what's he going to want when year 4 rolls around. He wants his extension. Well, I would pick 12th overall in the draft. I want 25, 30 million a year.
Easily.
And you're like, no.
Easily. That's why I don't like picking linebackers.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
For that reason.
To me, it has to be. You're making an investment here. You're spending a top 10 or a top 15 pick on somebody. If it's going to be somebody you're keeping forever, okay, then pick whoever you want. But if you're not sure, then you got to get value, and you got to be able to get value back out of them later. You have to.
Even a second round linebacker can ask for that. I think I just paid renegotiated one of my linebackers. I think $22 million a year.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
And that was a second round pick.
That was a second round pick. Yeah, it was. Go to my roster while we're waiting for PG. It was Edwin Erickson, I think.
This guy right here.
Yep. 24 mil.
Next pick, I know I talked to Tony. He's a little worried.
Haynes.
Yeah.
I'll bring him up, and then we'll wait for.
I guess he picked him, and then it wasn't long after that XCOM updated his predictions, and he wasn't happy with where he fell on XCOM's list. And we were talking trade because he traded for the running back I took in round 2. Let me out of that debacle, and I paid a little, but it was worth it to just not be in that situation because it wasn't what I was planning at all to take 2 running backs. But he said he wasn't sure just what he had there in Hutton.
Now, what does he not like about him?
I think he doesn't like the fact that XCOM doesn't think much of him most of all. But I mean, if you look, the third down bar isn't great. The big play bar isn't great. The endurance is middle of the road, so he shouldn't have a problem with that. If he gets the high, get downfield and route running, he might have a decent player there. He just is he a 113 pick, or is he more of a 123 pick?
The problem is he would never make it to 123.
Yeah, not in this league. No, you're right.
So you got to grab him. I think he's serviceable.
Oh, I think he's definitely serviceable. Is he going to go out there and is he going to be the stud receiver that some of the other ones were? No, he's not going to do that. But
can he be your go-to guy?
No, I don't think he's going to be your go-to guy. I think he's going to be
13. That's what you're hoping for.
Yeah. But I mean, he's got good courage. I like the route running and the courage combination. That'd be a guy I'd throw across the middle all day long. The getting downfield. It's so. I mean, he's a solid player.
I like the route running, getting downfield a lot.
Yep.
I hope he bumps up a little bit. I'm rooting for Tony.
I hope he crashes and burns.
Well, I'm sure you do. You're in his division, but let's face it. Come on now. At the end of the day, Tony's a pretty nice guy. I'm not rooting.
No, he is. Bad. He is.
I'm not rooting for bad things to happen to his team.
No. I joke.
He's running with his quarterback Max Dillon for the last season, I believe.
He's going to run it all the way to the end.
You have to.
Yes.
Well, he's gotten a lot out of him. I mean,
by the way, there was a lot of quarterback movement in this draft. A lot that I seen in the late rounds.
Really?
Yes. So let's go to the next one. Who do we have? Snapfinger. takes another running back. Now, I'm awful with running backs, so I can't.
I looked at this guy, and he looked okay. I didn't have any problem with him, but the draft analyzer didn't love him, and I didn't either. He was good, but was I turning cartwheels? Well, we got to get him. Nah, it wasn't quite that feeling.
Oh, I think that. Well, I guess if that whole wreck makes it over 50, he's a guy. But
Right.
Yeah, I had
his volatility is like, what is that, 98?
96.
Yeah, that's up there.
so I had him as the 4th rated running back.
I've heard people say they absolutely will not take a player with high volatility in round one, any position ever. They won't.
I'm one of them.
I can't say that. I can't.
I kind of lean that way too. I just don't want to deal with it.
I've had 3 players from experience that dived.
See, and I had that wide receiver that had low volatility that took a nosedive. So it happens.
Yeah, I can't put that boundary up. I just can't do it. If he's good, I'm taking him.
Yep.
If he's going to go, he's going to go. I mean, I don't think the volatility causes it. I think it makes it worse. That's what I've always been told.
All right, the next one up is safety. Here's one we talked about that was going to fall around this.
Yeah, that's
Damon Quick.
That's another guy I had on my list that I was hoping was going to fall to me that I would have taken in a heartbeat. He can do anything in coverage. That's fantastic. His play diagnosis is fantastic.
He can be a corner if you want.
Punishing hitter, little low. Interceptions. I think that's a great pick by Quick.
Yeah,
and I would if he was available for me, I would have taken him hands down.
Now here's a player we talked about last show. Would we take him or not? I said I wouldn't because his volatility at 97. So here's a perfect example of that.
Well, here's hoping he crashes because I don't want to deal with that shit for the next 10, 12 years.
Well, the punishing hitter bar is a little troublesome. So, I mean, that's there. But, I mean, this guy could play corner if you needed him to.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if I wonder if Quick moves him to corner because I know Aiden Barrymore is getting old.
Let's see. Let's look at his
and he's got decent safeties already. Well, I guess Devin Rogers is 32, so probably needs to replace him. But
I just think it's a typical quicksand pick. It's a solid player, and he's going to find a way to get something out of him somewhere.
And he's a chem fit too, so.
Oh yeah.
Color me shocked.
Really? You mean he's a chemistry fit and quicksand took him? Really?
he has these 2 safeties right now on the team. One's 26 years old, the other one's 28.
He's got that Devin Rogers too that I think is starting as well.
Yeah, so he might move one to cornerback.
Yeah, so that would be a good move.
All right.
Yep, he'd be the tallest cornerback, or starter anyways. Because
I think with that punishing hitter bar, he might be better off at corner, but you never know. I'm sure Quick has his own plans.
He'll probably return punts for a bit.
Now we got a defensive end coming. So, who took over this team again?
BG Bob.
That's right, BG Bob.
Big Bob.
And why am I blanking on the team name?
Rochester.
That's it.
Razorbacks. There we go.
Yeah, and I can see the pick. It kind of looks like he needed some defensive linemen. I mean, he's got Alan Bruce and Amir Peterson, but that guy could be beast for a while.
Yeah, I like the pass rush bars, the strength bar, his bench press.
Yes, I do. I like it. Good pass rush technique, pass rush strength, play diagnosis, and he's got endurance. I think his endurance might pop more. Nice pick.
Yep, I like it.
And low volatility.
Middle of the draft, and you get a great defensive end like that.
Oh yeah.
Now we have a tight end off the board.
Yeah, I know Chris needed one. He really likes tight ends, and I think this is going to be a great fit for him. So,
I love the kick downfield and the route running.
Yep, he's just.
Oh, and combine that with the run blocking bar and the pass blocking like that's a tight end that can do everything.
And he's 6'6".
Yep, big target to throw to. Is that 6'6"
huge.
or is that 6'8"?
He's 6'8".
He's
Oh,
6'8".
wow. That's insane.
And he's 20 years old.
No, I
I'm glad he's in the other division or other conference.
No, that guy could be beast in the red zone for sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, and look at the courage bar. Like you could just throw anything across the middle with him, and he'll catch it. And I mean,
And he's
that's
the twice the size as any linebacker that's going to cover him. It's just crazy.
And a 4.69 40 is not slow.
No,
Nope.
he's not slow at all.
6'8", 276 pounds.
And look at the blocking bars. Jesus.
Yeah,
He's a 3-down player.
that's a stud.
Let's keep an eye on this guy. I want to see how he does. He'll do a little this season, but next season I'd like to really see him.
I think he'll fit in nicely with those two wide receivers he's got. Now he's just got another giant target to throw to.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I love the pick.
Good job.
Well, he was contemplating taking Rhodes here. I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, God, I really want Rhodes just because of the legacy and all that shit, but I already got two wide receivers, and I just really need a tight end, so.
All right, next up is, who's this guy? Who would pick this guy? Whoever picked this guy must be out of his mind.
Are you guys ready for me to bury myself here? I'm going to put the hex on my team here. You ready? In my opinion, there were the two quarterbacks, the receiver that Oakland took, and the top running back. This was the fifth best player in the draft on my board, and he fell to 18. I was turning cartwheels. Now, since I've said that, either he'll bomb preseason week 2 or he'll get a career ender on week 3 of the regular season, and we'll go right down the toilet. But, I mean, I couldn't have been happier. Absolutely was. I tried to trade up to 6 or 7 to get him and couldn't do it. I didn't think there was any way he'd fall to 18.
Well, I like him. My only worry is he's 57% developed. Sometimes that's not great for running backs. Sometimes their bars just stick. But yeah, so long as that hole recognition stays over 50, man, you got a fucking gem there that's going to be running the ball for years.
Yep. No, I like that pick. I've got him as the 9th overall player in the draft. But I would, I like to have him in Texas Teal. I think that's a solid running back.
The thing that makes me laugh the loudest is Van Swindell is now a holdout. He dropped his demands. He wanted 4 years, $87 million. He only wants 83 now. When he gets
now that you drafted somebody, huh?
When he gets down to 23, we might talk.
Yeah.
Do you have a mentor for him?
For McIntyre, I'm going to guess probably not.
No, there's not one there.
No, okay.
Not yet. I don't know if I'll get to one or not, but I may make an effort. That would be worth doing. But at this point, we're just happy he's here.
And you're starting him right off the bat, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and a running back may struggle his rookie year. I've seen that. That's fine. I mean, I want to get away from complete reliance on Benson and the passing game. I want to go more towards the running game and then let Benson be the complementary player. So our guard in the 3rd round also is a part of that plan. The 2nd round tackle doesn't look quite as promising, but the 3rd round guard I think will turn out. And I mean, that's kind of where we're headed.
Well, I think we faced you the first game, so.
Well, I like playing you week 1. That way I have time to adjust for the rematch.
I know. Cornerback Merrill.
That's the guy I would have took over that first cornerback that went.
Yeah, this was the guy. He was number one on my draft board. If he was there, he was the guy that I was going to take. So I had him rated as the number one cornerback. I love the run defense bars. I love the man-to-man bars. I love the zone bars. Bump and run, middle of the road. But I don't bump and run all the time, so that's fine.
I'd probably play him at safety if I had him.
Yeah, his balls are good.
Yeah, maybe.
Man in zone, you could play him anywhere. I like him. And the interceptions, he's going to have a lot. I can see him having 7 in his second year.
What's the volatility on him? Is he high?
He's
67?
High.
He's high at 67. It's not.
Yeah.
Look at that dash time though, 4.34.
Yep.
That can move. Agility under 7.
He's got a 58 score for his position drill.
Yeah, absolute stud for years to come. There's so many studs in this draft, though. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, this was, this is a loaded draft.
It was better than most I've seen lately. There were 2 QBs. There were some strong running backs, a shitload of receivers, a lot of good defensive backs. And then you had the couple defensive ends and linebackers that went in the top 15 or 20. I mean, there were some players here, no doubt. And then look at like rounds 2 and 3. I know I got a guard in round 3. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm sure other people got offensive line too.
I rebuilt my defensive line in this draft. So
I'm shocked with this pick.
This was an auto pick.
Yeah, this is an auto pick. Julio was not happy about it.
Julio had problems with the website the day before and with the conscriptor the day before as well. So this was a complete auto pick. He was not happy about it.
Does he run a 3-4 or 4-3?
Good question. Let's see. Is he trying to trade this guy?
Yeah,
I think so. I was just looking in the forums quick to see if he had him.
He had him on the block during the draft. Same way I did that second round running back.
He's a 4-3.
Over.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fit for him. He's going to want to move him.
He's 21.
Unless he'll lose weight. I mean, you could try making him lose weight.
Maybe I might want him.
Yeah, I don't think he traded him yet. But he did grab that. At least he grabbed that wide receiver, Boucher from Frederick. So,
yeah, I saw that. That was the only first round pick that went.
Yeah, he was pretty distraught, man. I felt so bad for him. It's like, fuck, Julio. That never happens. The guy's there for every fucking draft making his picks,
And we have Texas.
Woo woo.
Here we go.
Corey Rose
Jr.
Nice route running bars.
This is a guy that was not on my radar whatsoever. But when my pick came up and I was looking through it, who was still available, I said, "Holy shit! There's still a couple of receivers available." And at 6'3", who runs a 4.6, 200, 6'3", 205, runs a 4.6 with that route running bar, I couldn't say no to that.
No, I just thought you were being a greedy fucker.
So I mean, a little bit of a greedy fucker. I am.
You already got 2 good wide receivers, man.
Can you ever have enough good wide receivers?
No, you cannot.
Ben, he never does.
No, you cannot. Nobody can.
Ben's still picking them. He's 8 deep.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I love that kid. Son of the running back, the great OBX running back, Corey Rose.
And that's another reason why I took him, just to kind of,
stick it
to Tony a little bit.
That's cold-blooded, dude.
It is, I think that we've got a little bit of a rivalry going back and forth. I love the guy, but I do enjoy needling him as much as possible. And picking up the son of an OBX legend just seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the move.
Absolutely. And somewhere in Kansas City, Tony is just grinding his teeth.
Yep. That's right. Corey Rose Sr. now has box seats for life in Texas Stadium.
That's mighty white of you. Right.
Oh, wow. Damn. So, who was the next pick?
The guy that didn't have any wide receivers to throw to. And I stomped his ass with cover one, although Howie couldn't.
And we won't talk about that. But I love
covered
this
one
pick.
buzz, man. Yeah, I like him. Great fit for Jugs. He obviously needed a wide receiver because he can't lose in the playoffs again like he did last year because he couldn't throw the ball. Haskins is playing good at throwing. He just doesn't have no one to throw to. So
this would have been the guy I would have went with if McIntyre hadn't been there. I liked him.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's just unbelievable looking at this. How many wide receivers are starters in this draft? It's like, holy shit.
They walk in the door and take over, yeah.
Yep. Great pick by Jugs. I would have taken him in the first.
And then we got Harlem.
Grabs a linebacker.
That's a solid middle linebacker. I mean, that's got all the bars that I look for in a middle linebacker.
Yeah,
when you get to 123, now you're taking best available.
Exactly.
You're like,
and you're looking at his stuff.
He's on the board now.
He's got a great D line over there in Harlem. Now he just added a great middle linebacker. He's got a good outside linebacker. I mean, he just stacked his defense with that pick. I pick him all day at that spot.
Yep.
Nice size.
I mean, when I say I'm going to pick, I'll pick a guy all day at that spot. I mean, just remember chemistry. So maybe I wouldn't pick this guy, but if he's a chem fit, I pick him,
Where did Clay go? Did we lose him again?
Oh, I haven't heard him talk in a while.
No.
Maybe he's muted.
Feel like I'm stepping on his toes here, but who was the next pick? 24? Omar White went to snap finger. Clay, are you still with us?
He's still there. He's moving the mouse. So
yeah, he's opening up the picks.
No, I opened up the pick.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sharing my screen, so I guess he heard me and opened up the guy. Oh, well. Clay says he hears us.
We can't hear you.
If you can hear me, Clay, I have heard people say that they had trouble with the computer version, and when they did something in Zoom, they would turn the computer on, mute the computer, and call in on their phone. Maybe you can call in and admit yourself, and you'll be able to talk again. That'd be my advice. Try that. Meanwhile, me and Grim are going to have a smoke and see if you show back up.
Yeah, I could do that. Good idea, sir. Thanks.
I'm going to have one right here, but I know you I guess
right on. Yeah, I got to run out, but I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Do 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 do.
We need the Jeopardy music in the background or something, huh? I have some of that. Hang on, let me pull that up. It'll be fun. Some NFL music I did when I did the blog talk radio shows. Let me close this down, minimize this. Who's calling me now? Hang on. Yes, sir. Okay, Grim just went to have a smoke. That might be difficult. Okay. All right. Okay. Clay says that we all have to leave the meeting and come back in. And we have to do that when Grim gets back, so we can all leave and all return, and then he will be able to speak again, I guess.
All right.
Meanwhile, where did this stuff go? I got to find this. We can have some fun here. Oh, where I put it.